Welcome back to the Forbidden Jungle. Not the jungle, it's the Queen's Gardens.
The Forbidden Gardens.
Basically, that little garden plant area we found, stage 2.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
Now,
interesting.
with
Like,
platforms-
I can't think of too many other instances in this game where they outright just try a different take on a trope they've already done.
jeez. Well, again, they definitely have tougher enemies,
Yeah.
like those guys that will
these
shoot
things-
spikes.
Yeah, these things are spewing thorns or spikes or whatever.
Get a rancid egg just in case I need it. We have platforms that will fall down after a period of time, so you gotta keep. Oh, cloth!
Oh.
Hello. How you doing, big guy?
Girl.
Ah, yeah, that. Then you too have come to test yourself against that traitorous tribe. A deadly
yeah.
bunch they are that roost within these glades. I've once stayed well clear of them, but your actions have shown me the truth of it. We must face down our fears or be defeated by them.
Hooray! Don't worry, I tried to give plenty of time.
Yeah. If we both make it through, we can swap stories of our adventures. I'd look forward to that.
Ooh.
Fare thee well. Oh,
Stay alive, my friend. Whatever you seek in there, I'm sure that tribe won't look lightly on our intrusion.
yes, because now we get to some more lore. Remember when we were fighting the Mantis Lords? There was one throne that was shattered, and I pointed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there used to be 4 Mantis Lords, but one of them did not want to stay within their boundaries and did not wish to agree to the treaty that the White King and the Hollow Nest community provided, and so he betrayed the other Mantis Lords and ran for this garden, and he and his followers have set up their own traitorous Mantis colony. So unfortunately, whatever reputation we had with those Mantis people means nothing to these guys.
Yeah, these guys are pure anarchy.
And unfortunately, their lord was one of the toughest of all of them. So they kind of rule through brute strength, not honor. Anyway, let's go find our map.
And somehow Argvard face is still here.
He knows how to blend in.
Wait,
You
Aardvark
don't-
face?
Hang on, what the?
Yeah, because of his long schnoz.
I don't
This is
remember
the
him.
tree place we discovered to be made.
That's how well he
I
blends in.
I just look at these guys and I think of that one famous painting whose name I cannot remember for some reason. American Gospel, is that called?
Oh, you mean the farmer with the pitchfork and his wife?
Yeah, who neither of them
Oh
look
yeah,
like they
this
were
guy.
happy
Oh my
after
god, I
picture
can't believe I forgot about him.
Good old Corver.
This may be one of our last times we see him out in the wild.
Really?
Now, because we pretty much have almost mapped out every single area in this game. We just have a corner of a place, and the plants have grown wild. Now the face is like
we have the same
pumping
problem Mickey
whatever.
had in that one short.
I was thinking the
his
exact same thing.
Oh, which problem again?
The
When his
one where his
garden
garden literally turned into a urban jungle of death.
Oh, that one.
He got lost for months.
Yeah.
Or something. There's a stag station at the heart of these gardens. I wouldn't have taken my rest there if someone hadn't gone and locked the door. Ah, nuts. Okay, so that's where one of the last stag's train stations is.
Right.
Well then, fare thee well.
Hopefully, won't be prey for the mantises.
Oh wow, looks like there was a giant statue of the king back there at one point.
Huh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I do like some of these moments here where there's like something in the background, kind of blurred, like kind of out of view.
Also, I'm surprised no one caught on to my joke there.
Which
Oh,
one?
with the anteater or?
Prey for the mantises.
Oh wow. There you. Ah, damn. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Devil
Also, may I point out a wee bit of logic fail? I know, pointing that out in a game like this, but we're technically a shadow being, and yet we're apparently heavy enough to make these platforms fall.
Ow.
Maybe they're delicate.
I'm gonna blame it. I'm gonna blame it on my helmet mask thingy. The nail, our contents.
I
We
was
did not
gonna
pack
say-
light for this trip.
Ow. I was gonna say for something that's apparently called a shadow being, we certainly have a lot of light, white, and bright attacks on our side.
I guess that's the idea, is that we're trying to arm ourselves with both, or use the magic of this place against it in order to save it. Some weird complication, Shadow the Hedgehog-esque kind of story on our hands here.
We swear we're
Yeah.
deep.
We're truly ambivalent. I don't know.
And not nearly as pretentious.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's like he doesn't lean one way or the other. He's just neutral.
Yeah. One way he's gonna go. Oh, jeez.
Hello.
More mantis. And these guys
Dun, dun.
have like just serrated blades and are much
dear.
tougher than
Oh.
the love key.
Lovely.
Another one. Get out of here.
Oh shit. Apparently,
What's up with this guy? We became too long spent together. We become as one.
huh?
So so my lore that I'm trying to pull apart from this is he went to this place called the Love House. He spent too long there, and became one with something. And thus wandered his way all the way out here, and now we have to figure out what happened. Oh God!
Ooh,
Wow.
that's not. Ooh.
Oh, this is that Moss prophet that we saw way earlier in the commentary.
Oh, God.
He was all talking. He was all
Jesus.
talking about.
This is what happened to him?
Yeah, he was talking so much about the radiance, blazing bright.
Well,
Sorry.
this is pretty much what he gets for when he keeps on, praising this shit. It comes
Wow.
right
Right,
to
he was-
him.
He was praising the corruption, and he let it take him over completely.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's why we want to stop that, because this is not how things should be. Whatever this corruption is doing, it's leading to everything. More essence. Whatever this corruption is, it is leading all of the people here to basically become like a hive mind. Like, it's basically buggy Resident Evil.
Pretty much. I mean, hey, look at it this way. At least from the sounds of, well, the lore that you've given us, at least this corruption wouldn't have gone much further than this sacred place.
Right. I don't think it would have wanted.
Like,
anything
imagine
else,
if this
but-
ended up being another Last of Us situation.
Ooh.
That would suck. Oh, careful. So other than that, real quick. So I'm happy to hear that they are making a Resident Evil 3 remake, because then we can have the whole classic
Of
trilogy.
course, it's kind of one of those they were going to, so why bother keeping it a secret
Well,
thing?
yeah. I mean, isn't Nemesis basically Mr. X but with a rocket launcher?
Yeah, and smarter.
That's
Well, now that I think about it,
And more
considering that
random.
the remake essentially is like Nemesis, like almost to a T. Makes me wonder how they're gonna make him even more of a threat for the 3 remake.
Ooh, that's actually true. I don't know. I mean, that is actually, you raise a good point, because I think it's between Resident Evil 1, especially Resident Evil 2, they did a lot to like make it stand out compared to its original release.
Oh
In
yeah.
fact, fun
Resident Evil
fact,
2 remake. Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, interesting fact for those that don't know, although I assume people are going to be like, everyone knew this. Resident Evil 3 was originally intended to be the final game in the series.
Huh, I
I
did
was-
not know
Oh,
that.
wow, look at this.
Is that really? I was always under the impression that Resident Evil 3 was supposed to be another offshoot, kind of like Survivor was, and Code Veronica was supposed to be the actual Resident Evil 3, but I guess
Ooh, look
somewhere
at
down
this.
that road they backpedaled.
What the?
Well, I remember,
looky.
like,
Looky, this hype.
look at what?
They have some cute little music pumping out of that thing to make it atmospheric.
I want to point out the things flying in the background. They remind me of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
Oh yeah, actually, well, those do. Okay, that's enough of that music.
Now,
I hate this
I
channel.
don't like that channel.
Ow,
Yeah,
I hate music!
ow,
But yeah, the whole especially like the art palette, especially the color palette around here with all the greens and stuff. Yeah, this does remind me of Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, hype. We're heading down into the void area a bit.
Well, I was gonna say, like, just going back to, like, 3 being the finale, I remember, like, a discussion talking about how, like, the reason that it does feel like a finale in some regards is that it feels like it does tie up a lot of ends when it comes to, like, the whole Umbrella incident. Some of the endings are kind of like closure for a lot of characters, and I think at one point the game's original subtitle was The Last Escape, which was technically title dropped by Jill in the beginning.
I do
And this-
remember that Jill ended up saying something exactly like that during your intro.
This creature is known as the Mask Maker. It's the thing making all the masks like the ones we are wearing right now for all the creatures in the world.
Wow.
Actually,
Let's get rid of his.
oof.
Oh,
Huh?
jeez. Hi. You don't look so good.
That truth most
Was that really necessary, you dick?
great shame sealed away.
That was my favorite mask!
So
Actually,
that's actually a cute little thing is when I come in and if I re-enter and leave all the place, whenever I leave and re-enter, he's always wearing a different mask.
He's got plenty.
Actually, what I was about to say is, like,
That was my oxygen mask. I needed that to.
it just falls over flat. But yeah, so apparently he's so old that he remembers everything, including when the king used to rule, and definitely the Hellenist wound reflects well those fair attempts. Sees the face beneath, or could it be just another mask? I don't know. I just clenched up my fist. Okay, it's my face. You don't have to break it again.
I mean, in the end, aren't we all wearing a mask of some kind? It's a metaphor.
I heard that.
We need metaphors in this game. We need to appear smart and complex.
That's fine. I think they generally did a cute little job of like making a bug society have like its own microcosm to look like I mean, because at the end of the day, some of the stuff practically feels like it practically is like looking at Dark Souls, except everyone is a bug. With like the kingdom and like the people who got, but I think they did a really cool job of like setting that up.
Yeah. There's a lot of world building going on here.
For what it's worth.
And again, for like such a nice price and all this hand-drawn animation and everything's like flowing so well. Oh, I guess I can talk about that. I'm super excited to see more hand-drawn animation stuff coming out. Like I recently found this really cool little Kickstarter game called I think it's like Guinea Pig Parkour.
Oh, I saw that. The animation on that Devil Damn Guinea Pig is so floppy.
It's so cool and loopy and weird. I love it. And
I need to see this.
Well, I'll find a few later.
Yeah.
And it did reach its goal. So at this point, now at this point they're just working on stretch goals, and they're planning for a release by next December, just because they want to add everything. But it looks pretty neat. Look, it's describing itself as you're playing as a guinea pig, has fluid 2D animation, and it's all set in the 90s,
Of course.
even down to like
course.
90s visuals and stuff. All the squiggles and lightning bolts and anywho's and so. We finally made it to where the stag station would be, except the door is locked from the other side.
Oh. Yeah,
Means
that's
we gotta
right.
journey around to try and find where it is. So first I need to... Okay, careful. Oh, there we go. Alright.
It's a good thing
so
you have
we
the
just
most
need-
powerful nail you could ever wield.
It's the best thing I got. So, yeah,
It's all I got.
Sort of.
true. So, I'm going to clear out the place as much as I can, because this is, again, where we need to be for the story to progress to its ultimate ending, because, once again, we need to collect something called the King's Brand, or the King's Charm, or something. I think that's what it's called. And however, it was broken into two halves. One is held by the King, which, again, no one's seen him since he vanished, like dozens or so years ago. What do you have to say? Nothing. Okay.
It's just
And
a background
then...
prop.
Okay, just a model. And then the second half is wielded by the Queen, which I figure the place called the Queen's Garden, there must be some potential chance I'll learn where she's at here.
It makes sense.
Anywho's it?
No, it's called the Queen's Garden because they have good taste in music, you fool.
Oh wow! And you just start hearing freaking like Bicycle Man
jeez.
playing,
Yeah.
Not Bicycle, it's just called Bicycle. Oh jeez!
Oh,
Stop
boy.
it!
Actually,
Yeah.
just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Me forever. Oof. So, what else was I say? And then, other than that, okay, since we were talking about no worries. Since we were talking about Since we were talking about it a little bit before this session, now that Klaus is out and doing fairly well, I'm hoping that can be like assigned to like companies and studios to try and give 2D more exposure.
Yeah, or at least
Well,
at least give it a chance. That it's
Well, I know-
that it's kind of been denied for a couple. I want to say at least a decade.
Well, I wouldn't say it's, like, completely denied, because there's definitely plenty of people that have been trying to, like,
Yeah, I just
push
mean
it.
by big companies.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Big companies like
3D
Disney.
3D and live action
Whoa.
all the rage these days.
Big companies like
Yeah.
Disney, or should I say Dumsy, you brain-dead idiots.
Not Dumsy,
No.
but
No,
I do
no,
think,
you
but I
mean
do,
Dumbo.
but I do think it's
They're a
silly.
bunch of Dumbos, alright?
But I do think it is very silly that they're trying to state that we'll deal with this
Hello?
thing later. We'll deal with
Whatever that is.
What was that?
We'll deal with. Trust. That's another warrior spirit, but I'd rather go a little bit further ahead and unlock the bench. And on here is where we can find the stagway. So I'm going to unlock this before I get myself into any
idea.
scuffles.
There we go. All's open.
There we go. should be the last stag station. Oh, and then when we go back to talk to that character, Gui, I want you to try and give your Yoshi voice for him.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Okay.
For the one we passed, or
Somebody
Yes,
say
the one we passed.
Yoshi.
Oh,
You rang the bell. It made me so happy.
Being a well-guarded retreat for... Burning heart. No,
damn
no.
it.
Oh God, no!
Being
Got
a
it.
well-guarded retreat
Nope.
for our late
Nope.
queen. Yeah, I know.
just as a reminder, Ali, that was the same person that made Owlboy.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Really? That was
Thanks
the same
for
animator?
that
Yes,
reminder.
same artist and everything.
That's crazy. I didn't know he worked for D-Pad.
I think he
That's
is
cool.
the actual creator of Owlboy.
Excuse me while I head desk.
No. So,
Well, come on, you can be a successful artist and still make cringe every now and then. I mean, Devil Damn. We all know that.
I know.
I'm blanking on the guy's. I feel bad for blanking on the guy's name.
Sonic?
Yeah, the specific Sonic guy.
Aaron Weber.
Oh, hang on.
here we go.
go ahead, Gui.
Oh, Queen! The Queen is coming! I've been waiting so long, and now she's almost here. I feel like... Oh, okay. I've kept it safe, this sacred garden. I've kept it safe for all this time, and soon the Queen will return to teach me to fly! Shall we wait together, stranger? Shall we play together?
And so the way he decides to play is, I'm just gonna stand here.
Oh.
Basically, it's just tennis.
Oh.
Also,
Okay, then.
Also, Tyson Hess. That was the name I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Because the guy that made Nipples
Ow.
the Enchilada went on
Yeah, he
to
did.
fix the Sonic movie.
Come to
Yeah.
think of it.
Really?
like,
that's the guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyson Hess, once again, one of the big
Okay.
saviors of the Sonic franchise.
Yeah,
He
'cause-
was the one who helped redesign Sonic for the movie.
Wow.
Honestly, he's been helping out Sonic a lot for the past 3 years. Like, he's a recurring artist for the Sonic comics. In fact, even the main artist for that one comic, which we would say, but it brings about tears every time. He also
yeah,
is
but
the
he-
main
Oh, no, I
animator.
die. Goodbye.
He also is the director of a lot of the Sonic shorts that they've been making lately, like Mania Adventures
stranger,
and whatnot.
You're strong, much stronger than me. I've been waiting a long time, stranger. I've been fighting a long time, stranger.
If you say stranger one more devil damn time.
I'm very, very tired. The Queen will be here soon, and I just need to sleep a little.
Thus.
Come on.
Thus.
And-
Oh.
Wake me when the Queen arrives, stranger. Perhaps the Queen will
Oh.
teach us both to fly. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Poof. Again, I like to think that I'm freeing them from the everlasting, like, eternal dream that the Radiance was keeping them trapped in.
Yeah, like they were
That's
being
my
trapped in
belief.
limbo.
Yeah, that's my belief. Yeah. And then, didn't Tyson Hess do the animation for the Mania intro as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of, dude, that's why, and that is why I
never
still
give up
look
on
to this.
fan projects, people. It'll get you places.
No, yeah, and that's why I still look up to this. That is like, okay, at this point, that is like the main like saving grace I do look at with Sega. Still is their appreciation and acknowledgement of fan support.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Even when it's sometimes parodying and poking fun at their own thing, like they have that like. At least the American division of Sega has that like sense of humor.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's also appreciated since, ironically, like, America is the one faction of the world that cares about Sonic the most. Like, Japan doesn't really care about that much about him, and they made the Devil Dame thing.
I thought, it's funny you say that, Hype. I always figured that Europe was the one that had the most appreciation towards Sonic, or at least they
Well,
used
America's really up there, though.
to. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
It's also
So I'm just
kind
gonna
of
climb my way up here to find some extras. Go ahead.
it also kind of makes me think of how what was it?
Ow.
Okami was not it didn't sell all that well in Japan, but it sold really well over here.
Mhm.
I think it's because Japan is already familiar with its own mythology, and to us outsiders, it's really fascinating stuff.
yeah, to Japan, it's basically just like, we already did this chapter, sir.
Yeah. And
Go careful.
what's also kind of ironic, I guess,
Ow.
now that I'm thinking about it, is that Red Dead Redemption it's selling really well over here, and it takes place in ye old America.
Oh yeah. That is still what. Oh jeez, yeah. Stop it. You gotta stop it early so you land on that. Anyway, phew. That is still something I'm kind of bummed about. Is Sega has this. So you guys know about the Yakuza series?
Yeah.
I know of it, but I've never played it.
Yeah, Yakuza.
So there's this old, Yakuza. There's this old Yakuza game that they made where it was the same characters, same voice actors even for Kiryu, Majima, but it was all set in like the Edo period, like with samurai and stuff.
Oh yeah, that.
So it's like you were playing their great ancestors, but unfortunately, like to this day, that game has still never been localized to America. I think it's the only Yakuza game that hasn't been localized, the main one anyway. And I'm kind of
So
bummed because
far.
that just looks so
Weird.
fun.
I mean,
No,
give it time. I mean, they've given enough. I mean, they've already. It's already kind of a miracle that they're releasing those games stateside in the first place after all this
Yeah.
time.
Oof.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, collecting more essence. Honestly, this is probably what I'm going to end the part on. Is just me collecting all these essence here. But we are getting very close. We already have over 600. And again, once I fight some more of the optional bosses and warrior dreams, like that's definitely the way you want to go, because I think I already mentioned it. You do also one other yet another checklist thing to mark is you need a certain amount of essence to get a certain reward from that seer lady. In that, because that's still required for getting the ultimate ending.
Yeah.
We need enough essence to be able to challenge a god.
You know what? On that note, a part of me did want to continue on our tangent of, independent 2D animation. But considering how close we are to the end of the part, and considering how long I want to talk about this particular subject, it's probably best to leave it for another video.
Speaking
Okay.
of which, see you all next part.
All
Join us
right.
in the next part as we're going to finally get to the bottom of what the heck is behind all these traitorous praying mantises, and get closer to the goal. Thank you guys.
Queenie, you have some splaining to do.
I do believe it's Matasai.